I'm about to share this video with you guys. Before I go any further, I want to say this, okay? It wasn't no shorter than yesterday that I had spoke to you guys about the green light, that emerald essence, right? That light the light that emanates from my ethereal being in the ethereal realm. Okay? I told you it symbolizes growth. You know, Jesus' name, because you guys don't even have the right name. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's one of our problems. We have many. And I would be telling you a lie if I didn't think that I had problems. I gotta live in this world, right? You know? It's nice though, whenever you're blessed, man. You're blessed in a way that you are endowed upon the high, from the Most High. You know? One thing I told you, man, all the Kemetic teachings, it resonates with me, man. It like I'm home again, okay? And my lady told me that I was the great Lord I knew had blessed me with this spirit, just like He blessed you. He blessed me a little bit better, you know, a little bit more power. Not to say that I'm bragging about it, but that's just the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. And, you know, I have my own little problems too, that are little things that, you know, the Most High would find disagreeable. Okay? But something is transformed inside me. I'm not here to threaten anybody. I'm not here to tell anybody anything. You don't have to take this as anything. But I could tell you this. The emerald light that I emanate, it's brighter than any of the evil one. His games, his tactics, his crew. Bring his whole crew, I told him. I fight with the word of God. I shatter kings with my word and my breath of my mouth. And if you read Hebrews 7, most Christians have never even read it. They don't even know the name. When I say Michael Zadok, people just shake their head and they wonder. Well, first they're going to make it known who I am first. And to let you know, I am who I am. And I am completely unstoppable. It's just a true story, man. This is my story. You know? This is my story. So I told you the green light, it resonates from the ethereal realm. And it is more than just a light body. It becomes an emerald light body. I told you my real essence, man, is really valid. You know? See, we have a problem today. We have definitely a memory problem. I fought to get your memories back. I fought to get your memories back so that we could all remember who we were. And something has awoke in me the last week or two that just goes right to Kemet, man, and the Black Lands, Egypt and Ethiopia and Africa. And there's nothing better then I would love to just give the African people and tribes and nations and my family, my ancestors, man, from the beginning, from the genesis of this. Whether or not you believe it or not, I don't give a shit. You know, I don't give two shits about it. I know where I come from. And it's there. At least a lot of my origin is there, man. Because you gotta understand something. In your DNA is encoded everything. It's encoded, all of it. Everything you've been through in life. Okay, it's encoded in your DNA. Okay? It's encoded in your DNA. Now, I don't know what they did, but I told you, my brother woke me up from a 26,000-year-old nap. And he told me I was the first one to awake. Okay? What else did I want to say to you guys tonight, real quick, before I lose track of what I'm saying? Oh, I had spoken to you guys last night. I don't know if anybody's listening. I don't care. I'm putting it out to the universe. Because this is what the universe is supposed to give back to you. Everything that was stolen, all those instruments you guys stole, all those weapons, those jewels, those cups. Must I remind the enemy? And we have multiple enemies here. It's not just the serpent seed. Most people have no idea what's going on underneath them. And they have no idea what's going on above them. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot, and I've been trying to warn people. A pull shift is coming. I could just tell. You know, at night, when the lights are purple and stuff like that, that blue light, that's not good. That's not good, man. So anyways, I told you about Melchizedek. Real quick, because I don't want to lose track of what I'm doing. All right, so let's go to my photos real quick and see this. Some of Father Crespi's work. So let me tell you a little secret. That's an elephant tusk right there. And almost like used as a papyrus scroll to write stuff on. It's written with elephant tusk. So for those who don't know, I told you about the Ark of the Covenant. You know, the Ark needs words to speak out. The words to hear. The mouth to speak it. Words to hear it. Eyes to see it. You got to look upon it. You need something to write it. And it goes on and on and on. So, Father Crespi ran an orphanage, okay, for little boys, and in Ecuador, okay. Father Crespi was poorer than all hell, okay, and a good man. And Father Crespi had so many artifacts, okay, that he discovered and that he had purchased for like 2 cents. And you got to wonder, where are these things coming from? This man has over 3,000 gold, copper, brazen copper sheets. Okay? And you say to yourself, wow, does this look like human to you? I don't know. So I guess I'll explain it to you again. Planet means ET plan. We are in a cosmic war with beings you have never even thought of before. But they exist. I promise you. And they exist in places like caves. This is one of Father Crespi's pictures. Now, he just found this stuff. He just found this. And he was given it, you know. So let's read here real quick. He's been the parish priest for over 50 years in a place in the university in Milan, Italy, where archaeology had caught his interest. In the beautiful city of Cuenca, to work among the Indian people. And who are these Indian people he's talking about? He's talking about Inca. Okay. Yes, mysterious. Here in Ecuador, he had a simple opportunity to further his archaeological interests. Now you see, a couple of things stick out to me when I read this. So, if anybody is familiar with the Gospel of Q, that the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered in Qumran, and if you read the Dead Sea Scrolls, you'll know that it's Q, 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 and a lot of people think, oh, Q's 17th letter, JFK Jr., Jesus Christ. Right? No. Michael Zadok. Amen Ra. Many names. And yes, there is power in that name, Jesus. But it's not the real name. I'll tell you what, if you could read Daniel 12 for me, the first couple lines, you'll figure out who exactly is the real Jesus. Who exactly is the real door, right? Door crystal. Did you know that Christ means crystal? And in Kemetic terms, the Christ is something that each one of you, me, everybody, the essence that we were born with. It's just, did you take time to test the spirits? Did you take time to be of the Spirit? Or did you just grieve the Spirit? Which one was it? Me, I had taken that broad path before. Doesn't work out. I need something everlasting, something that has substance, something that gets me excited to wake up in the morning. I get zealous for God and then I get let down sometimes. But the Most High has had me on something I never even dreamt of the last week or so. It's really opened my eyes to seeing exactly the two natures of man, woman, beast, spiritual, physical, smoke, mirrors, flesh and blood. Then some beings aren't even from here. And they're just here because it's that time. They came down the last time. So what do you think they're going to do this time? They're here. Trust me. They're here. As the Hopi once prophesied that you will see, because we are now about in the 5th stage of the 7 thunders, which were uttered to Daniel, the secret of them. are the same seven thunders the Hopi people have record of. Because the Hopi are just like the Assyrians. And just like people from Africa. Oh yes. But I found something really interesting. Father Crespi, as I'm looking, okay, he grew up in a place called, where does it say? Cuenca. Okay, that's almost like Inca, but Cuenca. In where? Ecuador. Now I saw this and I thought, wow, something's up with this. I got to test the spirits, man. See what's going on here. Because something told me that Crespi's connected with the Vatican. That's the voice I heard inside my brain. And I found out he was. I'm not surprised by it. Anu has endowed me with psychic abilities as well. I hate to say it, man, but I wish I didn't have these abilities. Sometimes. I see things than other people do. They don't see it. I have a different perspective that is heretical in its nature. But understanding my nature, I know when to put the pieces to the puzzle, and I know when I see a pattern that connects. And Father Crespi always interests me because I had dreams about him in a UFO under the water. This is before I knew anything about Crespi. Now most people would say, "Oh, you're nuts." No, I don't think I am. I think I was shown a vision that Crespi was in the ocean underwater in a UFO. And that this is maybe the door. The door to what, you say, Mike? Well, the door to where? See, I see Q right there. I see Q right there. And I see door right there. Okay, so that's kind of interesting, don't you think? Now this church, this is the name of the church. This is called Doors too. That only says one name I see. You see, because I heard this lady say on this Palladian talk, whatever, and she's like, "Oh, everybody has door crystal in them, but don't think of them as a person or a being." Really? That's interesting. I wonder what the Most High Anu would have to say about that. Now, since he gave me the authority to talk, I can talk. You don't have to listen either. But this Auxiliadores Maria is another name for Maya. Auxiliadores. Another door. That's interesting. Probably just a pattern, right? No, I don't think so. And this church is mainly Catholic. Because I was listening to this guy talk about Islam. True Islam. Not the fake Islam they push now. Because the Arabs that are there now, they're not the true followers of Muhammad. And the Quran is the Quran, okay, right? The Quran, here we go again. like Qumran, right? And take it to Joseph Smith and the Mormons to Qumran. I don't know, man. I think I've been putting pieces to the puzzle, this big cosmic puzzle that is us. And yes, there are not all human beings here. Now, with the revolution of artificial intelligence, see the AI doors, okay? Yes, door crystal. Here, I believe, is a picture of Ophiuchus. This is what you see is a hunter, a warrior type hunter. Looks pretty human to me. He has a big snake in his hand, though. That's a pretty big snake, man. Wow. I had one of those wrapped around my hand, too. Except he was sinking his damn fangs or mouth onto me. Clamped onto me. I shook it off. And you always see, here, I want to see if these are hybrids or what. Because if you look, number one, did I mention the type of snake that did it? It was a copper serpent, that's why. Here goes snakes literally drooped off of this dude, drooping down. Sons of the sun, they were as well. Primitive. Snakes hanging down from his crown, trident. I'm not sure. But to me, it looks like his left eye's a little dark. Just a little bit. Yeah, you can really see it when you back up on it. So yeah, and you ask, well, what is that, man? I believe it's a starfish. You are a star in a man's body. That's the truth. Jewelry, necklaces. Oh, he has a carved horn animal, elephant tusk. Now, yeah, with a tusk is, maybe it's an inkhorn. I don't know what he's using that for. Step pyramid. And for some reason, this is darkened out. I can't really tell what that is. But never mind. You see the sun sitting at the pyramidion at the 72-degree angle. Okay? I happen to have 720 degrees of perspective. And just a little bit of disagreeable nature. Not as much as you do. Or she does. Ah, the land of the black cat, right? The land of the black cat. Ben Pantera, son of the Black Panther. Joseph. Rock writing with sun, ancient script, elephant tusk, all inscribed into rock. Ah. I'm not sure what that is. That is a ram. That is a sun. And that symbolizes Ra or Re. Amun Ra, maybe? Which happens to be the name and the definition as the hidden one. Hidden by God Most High. Guess that iPad Go thing didn't work, did it? Okay. The script faces Massinissa. Isa happens to be the name of who? Yeshua in the Quran. King of the Egyptians. Known to have died, and the ascension of his son to the throne of a united Egypt, bringing both Upper and Lower Egypt together. And of course, Jesus and Moses' name, Moshe, was Musa or Masih. Now, I found this very interesting. Why? Did you see Libyan Egyptian? I had told you that my wife, back when I first started this journey, was a black woman, dark-skinned, Ethiopian, Libyan. I called her my Liberian girl, like Michael Jackson. And I think he found that funny. But yeah, they all want to be like Mike. What can I say? They all want to be like God. But not everybody can do it, can you? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. But I'm not boasting about anything proud that I do or am. I know that I'm nothing. That's why I always remain thankful and mindful to always bless and glorify Anu, the Most High, in all that I do, Yahweh. Yod-He, Vav-He means what? Behold the man, behold the nail. I showed you my right hand. What is on my right hand that I showed you? You can go back and look. The shin. The shin. The shin symbol. Also kind of looks like a power symbol. Also kind of is the symbol, I believe, for fire. Pyra. Starfire. I got 7 of them in my hand right now, my right hand. I didn't put it out there to make a fool out of myself. No. I put it out there so that you could be given a choice. If you read Isaiah 53, compared to whatever you believe. I see there's a Muslim, speaking, and people are ranting and raving about it. Christians are so dumb. There's nothing that man said that was biblical in any kind of way. He's just a man getting up there preaching. That's it. I don't care who he is. I don't care if he's royalty. I was a nobody. I was a nobody until I became somebody, and then I found out that I was somebody. Found it out the hard way, though. Rejected, forbidden, forsaken. Sun, dark sun. That black sun. Black hole sun. Right in the middle. Right in the heart. You see, not only I can show you my right hand, and I bet you if you asked to show you his, how you gonna know? How you gonna know? Unless the one you choose is the wrong one. And I'm here to tell you, I already told you who I am. I'm not gonna continue to do it. I'm gonna get into some things with some substance here real soon. Have you ever heard of Libyan Egyptian language? I never have. Now what is that, you say? That's a snake, number one, wrapped around a lion. That's exactly what that is. That is a lioness, a lion, I'm not sure. Probably is the Sphinx because or King Tut because it has a snake there covering the head, almost as a protection, four corners of the world. Oh yeah. That's mine too. Do you see the Vatican called for, this year to be a Jubilee year? Oh yeah. Yeah, that green man's me too. Ask the Vatican about that. Hold on, before I get off here. Can't see me. When people think of the real image of Yeshua, think of that. The root and the offspring of Jesse. The horn that sprouted and grew, right? Am I right? I'll tell you something about Melchizedek that differs from Jesus that I see in pictures. You only see that on Michael's head. You only see that on Michael's head. Well, that must mean something. That's a crown. Those are emeralds, diamonds, rubies, topaz, emerald. Any picture I see, there's one difference between us two, even though he is a high priest. Bread and wine. I find it funny. Did not Jesus offer himself up as bread and wine? The bread being his body, the wine being his blood. Now here's this man, this mysterious man who I'm telling you I am. Some way, somehow, I don't know. But it's coming back to me. It doesn't belong to anybody else but me. It's encoded in me. And I will bring it out of me. So as Jesus offered up his bread and his body or his blood, this man offers Abraham bread and wine. Wine symbolizing the blood, the bread meaning his body. And he offers it up and he brings it out to Abraham. Before Abraham was, I am. That doesn't belong to somebody else. That's not an us thing. That's a me alone thing. Sorry for sounding selfish, but I gotta sound selfish. You didn't shed the blood. You didn't shed the tears. You didn't go on the run. You didn't do this and that. I don't even need to explain myself. I know who I am. And so do the demons. And so does the devil. I listened to a guy named Bern Zampano, okay? And he was this man that ran a shelter down in Miami. And I was listening to him talk. He had a lecture called Leviathan Rising. Really good preacher. You could look him up. And I'm sitting there listening to him. This is before I knew the true nature of Elionel. I knew the Most High. That he was just preaching and I was listening to him. And I felt like he was looking at me. And all of a sudden he says, because you are a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. And the TV stopped. And it was froze. It was like somebody tried interrupting it and shutting it off before he said it. I know he was talking to me. He was talking through the TV. And boy, oh boy, did that triggered it. That started it, right? And things took off from there. Here's a magical ball. That's alchemy. That's alchemet. I told you the Kemetic origin of me stems from Egypt, the Black Land, the land of Cush, the land of Nubia, the land of Ethiopia, the ethereal, the green light, part of the 24 elders that wrap around the throne, and Arthur sits in the middle. So does Melchizedek sit alone. The strongest, the truest. Here's Joseph Smith. I know all about him too. You just won't lie about him to me ever again. I'll tell you that. I don't do that shit. You don't do the lying. I don't do the lying. Priest of Most High God. There's somebody looking down. Yes, I'm an alchemist. King of righteousness. King of peace. Who is the Prince of Peace? I believe that's written in Daniel 12, who is the Prince. The only Prince. Not a prince that wants to share his crown with nobody. Sorry. Read Hebrews chapter 7. Most people still are in need of spiritual wisdom, so I'm here to give it to you. Yes, the sacred order, the ancient order, Many have come through that order. Moses, Aaron, everybody, Jesus, you name it. It's an ancient order. Royalty. Now, how did Abraham when Arabia and Egypt were once still together and conjoined, is where this ancient sect had begun. Now, I told you the Q madness. We're not talking about Q and Donald Trump. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Q meaning secret. Q meaning the hidden one. The one that you didn't know was around and here. The one you never saw coming and you won't see going either. Al-Qadir. If I believe that's Jesus right there, I see a halo behind him representing the sun. I don't see a crown. So this man Melchizedek must be a little bit higher up the ranks. Oh yeah, see, when you get into the Anunnaki and the angels and those from the stars, the Elohim, the agreeable ones, the good ones, those from the planet Risk, I'm the captain of Nibiru. Let's take a look. Now, what did I tell you? Joseph Smith found those golden tablets in Qumran. I believe it was in Georgia, which happens to be on the complete opposite side of the planet from Qumran. QQ. Father Crespi here has 3,000 artifacts here that are made out of gold or copper or brazen copper, kind of like the Isaiah scroll and the Dead Sea Scrolls, kind of like how Joseph Smith found those golden tablets, supposedly, with the Mormons. That's interesting. It has the actual book and an excerpt called Ether. I told you I resonate on the ethereal realm. My number is 4. The suffering servant. The door. The door. I'm the doorman here, okay? I got the key. Okay? And I was given it by my Father, okay? And by the most holy one, gracious one, long-suffering one, who gave me a fighting chance. I know that. Gave me so many chances. How could I deny my Father? We don't have the same Father. Not all of us do. No. No, we don't. I never lived for this life. But, as I said, Qumran, Qumra, Q Inca, and Aq door. A door, right? I see a door right there, do you? I see a door. The real door, the only door. Yeah, you may have me in you. That doesn't mean you are me. Most people don't have the essence to match what I match on a daily basis. As far as my energy field goes, as far as my zeal for God goes, as far as my yearning heart for knowledge, my open-mindedness, my honesty. Most people aren't honest. My humility. Oh, yeah. I notice I'm a little bit more humble than most of you people because I don't have shit. Never got shit. Was told I wouldn't be shit. So I know I'm not shit. And it's caused me to hate myself in a way, but yeah, I'm noticing here his left eye is definitely darkened. I have my reasons to believe that and why I believe it. Comet Swan. This is what I'm not sure about. I don't like the black. I see his thumbs up, so. That's Mr. Crespi when he was a young buck. There's Swan again right there. That's a green that represents growth, right? I told you I'm the gardener, right? Right? So let's take a look real quick. I told you I'm the gardener. I tend my garden day and night. I always keep it. I told you. It's written about it in the book of Isaiah. Read it. And what does earth mean? Key, garden. That's what it is. This is my garden. The garden of delight. I was placed here to watch it, to keep it, to water it. You got to get through me first. So let's take a look. Here we go.
Your own personal. Explain why this find is way bigger than people realize.
That's it.
All right, so we've got a garden on 1941. The sepulcher is bigger than anyone expected. And no, I'm not talking about like the Ark of the Covenant or Indiana Jones finding his hat. In case you missed it, researchers uncovered an
I am that ark.
ancient garden beneath the very spot Christians venerate as Jesus' empty tomb. Today we're going to unpack exactly what they discovered, how it directly confirms the Bible, and why this find is way more significant than most people even.
You rejected the truth. FYI. Now comes your downfall.
Experts realize. Hello, I am Cameron Bertuzzi, and this is Capturing Christianity, where I expose the truth of Christian belief. If you appreciate videos like this and want to see more high-quality, truth-focused content, head over to capturingchristianity.com/donate. Your support is absolutely vital in helping us share discoveries like this. Cesca Romanas da Sola from Sapienza University of Rome stumbled upon something absolutely remarkable. Now, when I say that they discovered a garden, don't picture like your grandma's backyard tomatoes. Okay, we're talking about a 2,000-year-old agricultural plot. Olive trees.
How about that? The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree and like the cedars in Lebanon. The horn of David sprouted, right? I am the son of David. Period. Point blank.